Okay, so we'll do a reading today. Okay, we'll do our vocabulary and then our normal game reviews. Okay, so here we go. All right, Mi Tieng, since you're the only one here, you get to talk with me the whole time. Oh, wing, wing.
Okay. In the picture, I see the building. I think is a old building and is in the forest.
All right, we got a building in the forest.
Love to participate your lesson. Thank you.
Great, great. Okay, so tell me what you think this building represents. What is this building?
Okay, I think it is an Asian building. It's so I think it's a beautiful landscape for everyone to visit. I don't know where is the location of this building, but I think it's not belong to Vietnam.
All right, you're correct. So yes, this is a uh, beautiful landscape. So we say that it's manicured. Okay, manicured landscape. That means we have people taking care of the land around this building. Okay, so you're right. This building is not in Vietnam. Tonight's story is going to be in Japan, and this building is a Japanese castle from about 800 years ago. Okay, all right. Does anybody know Japanese history from from about 500 to 1,000 years ago? What was happening in Japan at that time? All right, at that time we had a number of warlords. Okay, people that controlled different areas of Japan, and they were fighting each other for control of Japan. Okay, and tonight's story is going to center around that fighting. Okay, we're going to talk about, we're going to read about and talk about a woman who was instrumental in that period. Okay, who was a very famous figure from that period. Okay. All right. So let's get started with some words. Hey, this is a warrior from Japan. Does anybody know what they're called? What's her name? Okay, so a Japanese warrior. Okay, a Japanese warrior from that time period is called a samurai. Okay, so feel free to repeat at home. Samurai. Okay, samurai.
Samurai.
All right, excellent. Okay. All right, so
Samurai.
good. Okay. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Wingbang. All right. So we've got the samurai, and these were the warriors of those warlords who were trying to take over Japan. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the next word. What do you see here? Okay, so here we're looking at something that was famous, possibly admired, or possibly, people were scared of it from a long time ago. Okay, so these are famous beings or famous people that were admired from a long time ago, and people tell stories about them. Okay, so if we have something like that that's admired and people are talk about them, they're famous, they're called legendary. Legendary. Okay, dragons are legendary creatures in many stories. Can anybody tell me somebody or something that was legendary in Vietnam?
Legendary is mean huyền thoại, huyền thoại.
What do you think, Ting? Does that sound right?
Dạ
That's
anh ơi,
that,
dạ ý
that-
thầy là một thứ gì đó huyền thoại ở Việt Nam á.
ah ah.
Dạ cái tên, dạ.
So name me a legendary figure from Vietnam. Somebody who's famous, people talk about them, and somebody from the past. Any names or people you can think of? Yes, go ahead, Me King.
I think is Hung King and La Long Quân.
Okay, great. Tell me what do you know them for?
Yes, Hun King is a king of the 18th life of the of the la, last king of Vietnam.
All right. Yeah, that would make them somebody who's legendary. People know them and they're famous. Okay, good job. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. All right, we see a sword here, but not just any
Okay.
sword. Go ahead, Mr. Nguyen.
Thank teacher. Uh, I want to talk with you about Vietnamese secretary. Okay, is legendary. It is Lạc Long Quân and Auker are regarded as the uh are considered the ancestor of the Vietnamese people. The
There we go.
ancestor of the Vietnamese people. Okay.
Good. Okay, keep on going. Good. So yeah, if somebody started a group of people, in this case, the Vietnamese people, okay, and they helped to begin your nation, yes, that would make them legendary. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Now let's take a look at these swords.
Katana.
Yes. Very good. Okay. So the Japanese swords are called katana. Okay. Katana. And a katana is a very sharp sword that's used, or that's the weapon of the samurai. Okay. And remember, samurai is the Japanese warrior, and their weapon is the katana. Okay. All right. Next one. So what do we see here? We have this person in white. Okay. This person in white. And he's hugging what he thinks is his friend. But his friend is going to stab him with a knife. Okay. So if somebody who you think is your friend does something that makes him your enemy, what do you think that's called, Meeting?
Oh, I think he is betrayed.
Wow, excellent. Excellent work. Okay. Yes, the word is betrayed. Okay. So if somebody does something to hurt you, who you think is your friend, they betray you. He felt betrayed when his friend lied to him. The spy betrayed his country by giving secrets away. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right. So over here we see a man. Okay. Here's a man. And all of these are his enemies. Okay. Can you think of another word for enemies?
Military.
Military, okay. It's military doesn't capture the word of enemy. Enemy means you have to fight them. Okay. So another word for enemy are your foes. Foes. Okay. So we say here, the knight fought bravely against his foes. So these are people you fight against. Okay. All right. Next word. Okay. So over here, we see a leader of the military in Japan. Okay. So this person is a military leader of the people in Japan. Okay. Back in the feudal era, the about 500 to 1,000 years ago. Anybody know the name of the military leader of Japan during that time? That would be called the shogunate. Shogunate. Okay. So this word is specific for the leader of Japan during the time when they had warlords, and it referred to the one who eventually led the country. Okay, militarily. It's shogunate. All right, next one. Okay, so we have a woman here. Okay, she looks like a normal person, but deep inside, she has a lot of bravery. She's very brave, and she has the strength to do something scary or maybe difficult to do. Anybody know what that characteristic is? That means you're brave and you're willing to take on a challenge, even though it's scary or difficult. So if somebody is willing to take on a challenge, even though it's hard, even though it's difficult, we say that person has courage. Okay. So if you're new at the workplace and you're asked to do a presentation, it takes courage to speak in front of many people. Okay. And the firefighter showed great courage when saving the cat. Maybe he had to climb up a tall tree, okay, to save the cat, or fight a fire in order to save the cat. That shows courage. They have to face something scary or difficult. Can somebody tell me a time when they showed courage? When did you face something scary and you still did it because you were brave? Can you tell me a time you thought was scary, but you still faced your difficulty? Want to try it out? Tell me a time that was scary, but you still faced it.
I don't know.
No? Okay. All right. So you haven't faced anything scary yet. Mr. Nguyen Nguyen, anything at work that was scary and you still did it?
Yes, I haven't have scared yet.
All right. Okay. Well, in the future, I'm sure you're going to have a chance to be courageous, okay, or show courage. Okay. How about you, Mr. Nguyen Nguyen?
Okay, thank you for your wonderful question. I think the my challenges is myself, especially especially when I talk about when I learning English. I have a lot of difficult when to learn a new language, especially in English because, and it's very useful for my work and my study. But I think it's a big challenges for me, and I think pass, I must overcome the difficult, and it encourages me to become better in the near future, and especially in English skills.
Good. Okay, that's a good example. Okay, maybe you feel a little bit of hesitation or nervousness if you have to talk in English, but I see that you overcome that challenge all the time, and you're not afraid to practice your speaking. Right. So very good job. That shows a lot of courage on your part. Okay, good. Okay, those are all the words we need to know tonight. Let's go back and review it. Everybody, open your mic, and I want to hear you say the word. Okay. Okay, what's this?
Summarize.
Good. Can I hear from the other people? What is this?
Samurai.
All right, very good.
Samurai.
Excellent. Samurai. Next word.
Legendary.
Good.
Legendary.
Okay, one more
Legend.
time. Legend. Legendary. Legendary.
Legendary.
Fantastic. All right. Next word. Okay, that's legendary. What's that?
Container. Container.
Okay. Put
Katana.
on the second syllable. Katana. Katana.
Katana.
There you go.
Katana.
Good. Okay. And Mr. Wing Wing?
Katana.
There you go. Great. Okay. Katana. All right. And what's this?
Betray.
Good.
Betray.
Excellent.
Betray.
Yes.
Betrayed. Betrayed.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. And what's this?
Pose. Pose.
Good.
False. False.
Good. Okay, good. Foes. Foes. Right? Next one.
Shogunate. Shogunate.
Excellent. Shogunate. Yes.
Shogunate.
Fantastic. All right. Next word.
Correct.
One more time. Yes. Courage. Courage.
Courage.
There you go. Good job.
Courage. Courage.
Good. Good.
Courage.
All right. Very good. Okay. We're ready to review the vocabulary. Okay. We'll put 10 minutes and Miss Ting, can you put up the BLOOKET? Vocabulary tonight is Mr. Wing Wing. All right, good job. Good job. All right. So now that you know the vocabulary, let's go into the story. Tonight you're going to be reading about a female samurai warrior, okay, back in feudal Japan. And I will give you about 5 minutes. What I want you to do while you're reading, I want you to think about what made her famous, what made her legendary in the history of feudal Japan. Okay, so what made this female samurai warrior legendary? Okay, all right, I'll put up 5 minutes and then we'll come back and talk about the story.
Blade of the rising sun, she wields a soul of fire, her fate revealed through silent winds, her story flies.
Long ago in the 12th century Japan, a fierce war called the Genpei War raged between two powerful clans, the Taira and the Minamoto. Among the warriors was a legendary figure, Tomoe Gozen, a female samurai whose bravery and skill made her a hero whispered about in every village. Tomoe served Minamoto no Yoshinaka, a daring leader with a wild heart. She wasn't just any warrior. She was a master with a katana and bow, her strength and speed unmatched. People said she fought like a storm, her beauty as striking as her sword. Old stories, like the tale of the Heike, called her fearless, leading armies as if born for battle. In 1184, at the Battle of Awazu, Tomoe's legend grew. Yoshinaka's army was crumbling, trapped by Taira forces and betrayed by his own cousin, Minamoto no Yoritomo. With enemies closing in, defeat loomed like a dark cloud. But Tomo charged forward, her blade flashing, cutting through foes like a whirlwind. Her courage lit a fire in her comrades, even as hope faded. As the battle turned grim, Yoshinaka ordered Tomoe to escape.
Don't die here.
He said,
Live, so my name isn't shamed.
Heart heavy, she agreed, but not before one last stand. She faced a fierce Taira warrior, Onda no Moroshige, knocked him from his horse, and claimed his head as proof of her might. Then, like a shadow, she vanished. No one knows what happened to Tomo after that day. Some say she became a nun, praying in a quiet temple. Others believe she found a new life, her sword finally at rest. But her story lives on, a spark of courage in a world of war. The Genpei War ended with the Minamoto winning, starting a new era under the Kamakura shogunate. Tomoe's tale became a legend, showing girls and boys that bravery knows no bounds. The tale of the Heike calls her a warrior worth 1,000, and kids today still dream of her, galloping through battle, sword raised, proving one person's heart can change history. In a land of samurai and honor, Tomoe Gozen's name shines like a star, reminding us to fight for what's right no matter the odds.
Okay, so who wants to tell me what did they read about? Or who wants to give me a summary of the story?
The name of the war in the story is Japan War. Japan
Okay.
War.
Good. Good. Okay, we've got one of the question here, Genpei War. Right. Now, who can tell me about Tomoe Gozen? Who was she?
She a female samurai. She
Yes. Good. She's a female samurai. Can you tell me a little bit more about her? Why were people, or why is she famous in Japanese history? Well, she served Minamoto, right? Okay. And what was different about her? Why did she stand out from other samurai? Mi King, you want to give it a try? Why was she famous?
Because she is a hammer, a samurai.
She's a what kind of samurai?
Oh, let me write in the business.
Okay, she is a samurai. Oh, a female samurai. That's
Hammer
right.
samurai.
Yeah, so that means that she was a woman who was a samurai. And Japan did not have very many of those. In fact, she may be the only one that we know of who was a woman and also a warrior. Okay, so she would go out there and she would fight. Okay, was she a good samurai? Who can tell me? Do you think she was a good samurai?
Yes, I think she is a good samurai because she good at katana and bow.
Yes. Okay.
Skill
It did
as
say
katana and bow.
right. So it did say that she's good with the katana and bow. Okay. All right. Who can tell me the answer to the last question there? Oh, that's right. You just did. Okay. Katana and bow is what she's good at. Okay. All right. So we have a general idea of the story. I'm going to give you 5 more minutes to watch the story again, and this time try to take down as many notes as you can, because after that we're going to go into BLOOKET, and there'll be a lot of questions about the story. Okay. So let's read the story again, and then we'll go into BLOOKET. Good job. Good job. All right. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's story and learned a few words. Please give me a like if you can in YouTube, and I will look forward to seeing you again next week. All right. All right. Good job, everybody. I'll see you next week.
Okay, thank you, teacher, for a wonderful
Goodbye,
lesson
teacher.
again.
Goodbye, teacher.
My pleasure. Thank you.
See you again.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye bye.
So
Bye
much.
bye. Everybody take care. Okay. Bye bye.